Hi everyone, welcome back to Coffee, Books, and Rain, where we love to talk about the literary world, talk about upcoming books, past books, all the things that I have been reading over the past couple days and weeks. And I have one more to talk to you guys about, and it is because I thought I recorded this one earlier, and my audio was not there. I recorded about 12 minutes or so of me talking with no audio. So now I have to re-record it. So you didn't get out of having to hear me. Not sorry for that. Hopefully I'm not too annoying. Hopefully I am kind of fun to listen to sometimes. I try to be kind of animated, but not overly animated, because I know that can be annoying. Now I do talk with my hands quite frequently. I do have a broken finger. Anyway, it's not broken anymore, but I broke it several years ago, and even though they put pins in it and they fixed it, they took the pins out, and then within a week later it was looking like this. And I went back to them and they were like, well, if we're gonna fix it, we have to re-break it. And so at that point I was just done. But I still talk with my hands, so not apologizing for that. I'm just an animated sort of person most of the time. This is an episode, again, that I thought I had talked about in the past, have talked about in the past, just you couldn't hear me if I had updated, or if I had actually posted that video, it would have been quiet. You would have just seen me talking with no words. Maybe some of you would like that. I don't know. I don't know what you tune in for. Hopefully it's nothing weird. But here's the book cover, An Intrigue of Witches by Esme Addison. And honestly, personally thought this book was kind of fun. I definitely like kind of like spooky witchy vibes. I like kind of like fun, adventure-y, treasure hunting books. And that's what I got. Not a heavy hitter, so don't think too hard about it. It does say that it's Secret Society Mystery Number 1, and it is approximately 288 pages on the Kindle edition, releasing May 7th, so not too long ago, maybe about a week ago, from Severn House, and it is considered fantasy, mystery, paranormal, fiction, historical fiction, with witches and magic and more. So, all that being said, I will read just a very brief part of this description, or summary, because it's kind of long. I don't want to read this whole thing to you guys because I don't think that I need to. If you really want to read all of the summary yourself and decide for yourself if you're going to read it, then please do. But I want you guys to make that decision for yourself. One of the biggest issues for me, when it comes to talking to other people, is that personally, I don't read reviews or look at Goodreads until after I've either started a book or I've completed a book. If I've started a book and I'm just not feeling it, I'll go check out Goodreads and see what other people are saying. Otherwise, I complete the book, and then I go on Goodreads and leave my review, and then I see what people say. I don't go on there to see what people think ahead of time because I don't like being swayed like that. I like to make my own decisions about books. Very frequently, the people who are on Goodreads reviewing some books, they don't have the same sort of mind bounce that I have. I love a great satire book with stupid humor. And when I say stupid humor, I truly mean like absurd, ridiculous sort of humor. I kind of like pushing the bounds of what's realistic. I'm not the biggest fan of romance. So when all of these other romantic-y books are getting super high ratings, sometimes I'm not rating them that high because they don't hit me the way they hit other people. But I do find that there's a certain level, there's a higher percentage of some readers than others. And so when it comes to looking at reviews, I don't always agree. So I would rather walk into a book, those first few pages with a completely blank mind, other than maybe reading the synopsis or the summary from the Goodreads page or the NetGalley page from wherever I may have acquired this book, and saying, yes, this feels like something I want to read, or maybe not right now. I do want to thank NetGalley and the publishing company, Severn House, for allowing me to have an advanced reader copy of this book. I think I read it in about 2.5 days because it was fun, it was pretty action packed, and I would say it was a pretty fun stellar read. At least stellar read is I think stellar popped up for me in my mouth because I just read the word on this Goodreads page. So, okay, it was a pretty enjoyable read. Stellar is actually a word I wouldn't probably use very frequently, so I can't claim that to be my own. So I'm going to go ahead and be honest. That's not my word. That was this guy Steve Barry's word. However, let me give you a little synopsis. 30-year-old black woman Sydney Taylor is a talented early American history professor working in fast-paced Washington, D.C. with her eyes on promotion. She's also currently persona non grata. Who knew making an inconvenient historical discovery would see her stuck at her desk shuffling papers? So when she receives an anonymous and very cryptic invitation to visit historic small-town Robbinsville, North Carolina, and hunt for a missing archaeological treasure with a $1 million payout at stake, it's one she can't refuse. Besides, her beloved grandmother lives in Robbinsville, and it's been too long since she's paid her a visit. Soon, Sydney's on an exciting treasure hunt, followed by 200-year-old clues that lead her ever closer to the artifact she's searching for. But what is the artifact, and why is Sydney starting to feel like she's at the heart of a terrifying conspiracy she doesn't understand? So I'm going to stop there, because even though there's a little bit more left of the summary, I feel like we don't really need it. It's just kind of like, I don't know, kind of superfluous words. Again, personally, I liked this book. I do see on Goodreads that I don't think it was received incredibly well, but I didn't know that before I read it. I read it just fine. I had a good time. I can't wait to see what other shenanigans Miss Sydney Taylor gets into in her next book. But first and foremost, found it absolutely fun. There is a mystery to solve, historical treasure to uncover, secret societies to infiltrate, and I'm kind of actually reading some of my review from Goodreads because why not be honest about what I actually wrote? I didn't take myself too seriously when reading this book. I didn't take myself so seriously when I watched National Treasure or Indiana Jones. There are things that are going to be beyond the realm of reality, and I get it, and so I just let it be fun. And I'm wondering if maybe some of the people reading this book were kind of thinking maybe it's too unrealistic or what have you. I will say probably my one critique and why I gave it 4 stars, because yes, even though I really liked it, I gave it 4 stars. It was kind of cluttered. There is a lot going on, and I think she could have taken out 1 or 2 of the elements that she had in there. And it would still have been a really great book, but there wouldn't have been so much clutter. Clutter is the best word I've got. I think I even used cumbersome in my review because I think she was being overly optimistic, trying to set up too many different things. And I'm not saying she fell flat. I'm just saying that even for incredibly skilled writers, for like an incredibly skilled writer like Brandon Sanderson, it takes like 1,000 pages to weave in that many like details and aspects of a story, and she tried to do it in about 280 pages, and that's just not enough time to appropriately give your characters development, to give your story the appropriate pacing, and then to give a good resolution, or to get you and your readers to a place where they're ready and eager to get to that next book, because we still need to have some sort of resolution while still anticipating the next book. I don't like when a book leaves me like with like, and we're done. That sucks. I like a book that actually is like, okay, we've resolved some things, but there's still more to do. With most um, with most Indiana Jones books, we get that. We get some resolution, but there's always more to do, especially for treasure hunters. There's always something else out there. We don't even really, to my knowledge, unless I missed it because there was so much going on, get knowledge of why Sydney lost her job in the first place, of why she, like, what was this artifact she found originally um, prior to this book, because there is no book before this, that caused eyes to be turned to her and made her a paper pusher when it should have made her like a new uh, archaeological find or what have you. She should have been kind of like a spokesperson for the Smithsonian, I think it was. But I still had a great time with it. I think it's a lighthearted, not too heavy hitting, poolside read. There are witches. There are conspiracies and secret agencies and entities. But there's a lot going on. There are puzzles that she gets to solve. I think she almost solves them a little too easily. Probably also one of my little critiques is that I think the puzzles that she solves are just way too easy for her. Things that haven't been solved in like 200 years are just like boom, and she's figured it out in like 5 seconds. Before someone comes back into the room, she's figured it out. And I was like, that was kind of like, when you asked me to suspend belief on certain things, fine. But still try to make it like understandable. Like maybe you put it in your pocket and then you have to work on it overnight or something. Who knows? Do some like Googling. Figure it out. But anyway, please give it a chance. Honestly, I don't know why people are dogging on it so much. And I don't think they're really dogging on it. I do just think that there's a lot going on in this very small like book. And and as this person said, it's a very huge undertaking to say the least, with a lot of narrative writing throughout the book. So Miss Crystal Roos, anyway, she's absolutely right. She does say National Treasure / Indiana Jones with witches, which I think I mentioned, so I think we're on the same page with that. And I was drawn to it because of the cover, as with some other people were, because it's blue with like this key and wings and feathers and all of the aesthetics that I love so much. But until next time, I want you to keep an open mind about books and not be checking on Goodreads before you pick them up. If you like the cover, if you like the synopsis, give it a chance. Trust your instinct and read it before you read what other people think, because they're not you and you're not them, and that is the better way to live your life. Make your own opinion first and then go see what other people say, but don't change your opinion just because other people say one thing and maybe they don't align with you. Like, that's why we're all different people. So, until next time, I will see you guys on the next page. Like and subscribe, all that sort of fun stuff, because I am still growing as a channel and I'm loving this fun little hobby, even though I'm so hit or miss. And check out the podcast, Books Are Magical, because you'll also get to hear my voice some more, which can be fun, which can hear me laughing with my friends Annalicia and Hannah pretty frequently. I think we release episodes about once a week. And I will see you guys later. Bye.